In the previous part, a few points remained unexplained that are very important to clarify. Some viewers may have wondered if diseases are caused by acidity and treatment is done with salt, then salt should logically thin the blood because it should dissolve the muscular, melancholic material. If it thins the blood, why does eating salt sometimes increase blood pressure? Let us understand this. When salt is eaten with food and enters the stomach, it interacts with the acid already present there, hydrochloric acid, HCl. Hydrochloric acid itself is a form of acid related to salt. When the salt consumed in food mixes with this stomach acid, a strong chemical reaction occurs. This reaction mainly affects the muscular system. In this situation, the salt behaves as an acidic salt rather than an alkaline one, and if its pH level is checked, it would appear acidic. If someone's blood pressure becomes too low, taking salt or administering saline through an intravenous drip can increase blood pressure. This effect occurs because of the acidic reaction of salt, since salt is formed from the combination of a strong acid and a weak base. As mentioned earlier, salts can be formed in two main ways, from a strong acid and a weak base, forming acidic salts, from a strong base and a weak acid, forming alkaline salts. Not every salt has a glandular temperament, and therefore not every salt changes bodily activity toward the glandular system. Natural balancing system of the body. Another important point is that within the body, there is a natural automatic system that constantly regulates the transformation of bodily activity, the absorption of salts, the balance of bodily fluids. Because of this system, the fundamental constitution of the body does not change easily. Opposing substances may temporarily disturb the temperament, but they cannot completely alter the body's basic nature. For example, throughout life, we consume large amounts of wheat bread and drink water daily. Yet continuous consumption of these foods does not permanently change a person's fundamental temperament. You will never hear that someone's temperament became permanently nervous or glandular simply from drinking water. Similarly, the same principle applies to salt. Effect of salt on blood salt does not necessarily thin the blood. Instead, it prevents excessive separation of the components of blood and can influence how these components interact. According to scientific understanding, one molecule of salt, sodium chloride, can bind with several molecules of water, which can make the surrounding fluid slightly thicker in concentration. Balance of sodium and potassium. In the human body, there exists a balanced proportion of sodium chloride, potassium chloride. These two constantly work together to maintain balance in the body. Normally, a moderate amount of salt does not produce any abnormal condition. However, if the level of salt increases excessively and the level of potassium decreases, and the kidneys and transport glands fail to remove the excess, then this imbalance may lead to high blood pressure. Even then, this condition does not occur in every individual. In people whose natural balancing system functions properly, blood pressure does not increase easily. In simple terms, when compounds containing chloride break down, they can produce chlorine gas, which has toxic properties. Chlorine itself has no useful role inside the human body and can be harmful. In the next part, we will discuss the natural origin of salt according to the laws of nature. Until then, please wait for the next part of the discussion.